Flossie Thomas Day. This is the day that I long to see. I long to see our Flossie Thomas Day. And Flossie was my auntie. She's my daddy's sister. We call her Aunt Flossie, and the kids, her kids and grandkids call her mother. And we always felt a little part of the family more closer by, we would call her Auntie. Other people would refer her as Miss Flossie. I mean, old and young would respect her in that manner, Miss Flossie. She was a beautiful person. She did so much for the community. She did things that probably we'll never even understand, but she did a lot of good things. And I take this time to say that Aunt Flossie, I know she's smiling. Amen. She was born 1914. She died 2012. I'm on fast track. Now y'all can kind of go back over the history of it. But at 13, I said 12 or 13, this is some of the stories she told me. She started working for the Joneses here in Grier. And she said she made mighty little money. But at the time, her and her father, Tommy, was involved with this church. But I think during that time, this church was AMC Church. And they changed it over to Crawford Chapel Methodist Church, United Methodist Church. Aunt Flossie was a beautiful person. I never heard her cuss. I'm 78 years old. I never heard her cuss or say anything negative towards people. She would always give good advice. Good advice. People came from miles around just to see her. I remember people back in the 50s and 60s, they went up north. But time they come back to Harrison County, they would go to see her. They made a point to see Aunt Flossie. So that lets you know that she was a cornerstone for this area. She told me that the way she learned her, well, she learned a lot of things, but one of the ways she said she learned law, she said she used to go to the courthouse. She said she would take a lunch, and she would sit there and listen to the court. And that's how she educated herself. Wasn't that beautiful? And really, you can tell in her offspring, she was a valuable person for her education. And I think she has something to be proud of with her kids and her grandkids. But the lease is not told. I think that Greenwood Street would never even exist if it wasn't for Aunt Flossie. Back in the early days, they didn't call it Greenwood Street, they called it Flossie's Alley. But anyway, she took a lot of abuse, but she was a kind person. She knew how to handle people. I remember my mother, every move that she made, she had to get Aunt Flossie to go with her. That's how much confidence they had in Aunt Flossie. And Greenwood Street would not be in existence without her. Because during the time of the early days, black people didn't have much land. Aunt Flossie was one of the few people to sell her land to some of the community people. And she didn't get a whole lot for it. She did really from the heart. But we all on Greenwood Street have something to thank her for. And that's it. And I take this day that we should Celebrate it. Continue to celebrate it each year. Don't let her name go in vain. She did too much to the community. And I thank you again, and may God bless you.